What is good, YouTube? Katana here. Now, if you haven't seen my last video, again, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm sick. I'm very, very sick. I would say 70% sure, 70% sure I have COVID. I'm 70% sure. I took the test yesterday, so I'm still waiting on it for my results because it takes like 3 to 7 days. But I was in contact with someone that tested positive for COVID, and since having contact with them, I've been, having all the symptoms and things like that. So if I'm like clearing my throat, or if I sound really sick in this video or whatever, it is what it is, because that's what I am. I'm sorry. But just because I'm sick, just because it's possible that I got a little bit of corona, no modelo, corona, it don't mean I can't post a video. So I'm going to post a video for y'all. Now, last patch I didn't post a build video for this class. And honestly, it's because when it comes down to stand classes, they all use pretty much universally the same thing, except like, give or take a few things like here and there and stuff like that. But I put something on my STAMSORC a little bit different than my other STAM classes. So I just decided to to make the build video because I didn't make one last patch and post it. So anyways, let's look at the stats. Unbuffed front bar, that's what it is. Right? Back bar, that's what it is. This is unbuffed. Now I'm gonna say I got 64 points into stamina. I am a wood elf and I'm using the warrior boon. Now you might be looking at the the stat sheet being like, what is that? I mean, honestly, it's not as bad as you think it is. Like, it really isn't. It actually has a lot of damage. I just oh man, I'm not near a lot of ads. Hold on. It has a lot of damage, honestly, but a lot of the damage probably won't even show up on the character sheet either. I'm just trying to build my ultimate for when I have to actually drop it, so I could show y'all. But I'm gonna show you with just like Riley and what is it called? Riley, Hurricane, and Channel Acceleration, right? Boom. That is the stats, right? I know I could dark deal and probably bring up my recoveries and things like that a little bit more, but it's not bad. It's not bad, and that's not fully buffed. I got Battle Org on, so you'll have even more weapon damage than that. And on top of that, I don't even have a set that gives me weapon damage except Battle Org. Anyways. Slottable items. I use, honestly, if you're Wood Elf, I would say use Artaeum takeaway broth. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry, guys. Artaeum takeaway broth. Reason being is because on a Wood Elf, like say if you're Nord or something like that, you have that max health and you have like a lot of tankiness and heals and stuff like that. But if you're a Wood Elf, I would just go Artaeum takeaway broth so you can have a little bit more health recovery, so you have better heals. You could easily go Lava Foot and even have more sustain, but that's up to you. I feel like I have plenty enough sustain, especially on a STAMSORC where you have Dark Deal and that gives you so much sustain back almost at all times. So anyways, for pots, as usual, I normally just use tripods. So the first set, front bar, we have Stuns. Now, if you don't know what Stuns does, basically it gives so much penetration. So much penetration, it's not even funny. Which in turn does equal you're gonna be completely hitting people with easily like 7 to 9k D swings, depending how squishy they are. And even if they're not so squishy, you're still gonna hit them hard when you D swing. So for example, if you D swing, it's gonna put them off balance. So to proc it, when you deal damage to someone that's off balance, you see a little timer that says like 7 seconds, 9, and it refreshes while they're off balance. And this buff, so if you're open world, this buff, even though you hit that one person, it's in general. So if say I'm fighting this dude and say I'm fighting this dude, right? And I proc it. Oh, I already used it just now. But say I procced it, right? And it's up. I could go and still have that damage up in general and like hit other people with it. If that makes sense. I don't know if I explained that right. But long story short, that's how Stunes works. So, Stunes, weapon damage enchantment on the front bar because Shock Glyph got nerfed. Master Sword and Board because when you puncture, you're going to get a nice heal. And on top of that, you gain resistances. So, honestly, what I showed you wasn't even close to buffed up. Look at those resistances. Ridiculous. 28k. And I'm in medium. Then we have Balorg as the monster set, and then Elysian. Now, my last build video, I was showing you guys that Elysian, how OP Elysian really is, and it really is super OP, very slept on. Now, a substitute you could use for Elysian is Eternal Vigor, and a substitute that you could use for Stunes is New Moon, and vice versa. Like, you could use Elysian New Moon with this exact setup, and it'll be strong, or Eternal Vigor and Stunes, or something like that. So these enchantments, honestly, if I really could, I would just have everything in pen, but it's all up to you what you have. The enchantments on the body is pretty much preference. Just know that I would recommend to try to keep your critical resistance on your character sheet. I would try to keep it up to I like to keep mine around 2.8 to 3.1. Like, I feel like over 3.1 is kind of, you're just overdoing it, but that's just my preference and my take on it. Now, it's all infused weapon damage, so you get as much damage as possible. Skill wise, I'm going to let you know this right here, Crystal Weapon, is a flex spot. You could easily put Bound Armaments there, something like that. You could put Crit Surge, really anything. It's just a flex spot. As well as Channel Acceleration is a flex spot. So typically, if I was to go open world, I would honestly just change it like that. And if I was dueling, I would put on Channel Acceleration, because you just don't need Ball of Lightning in a duel. But again, everybody has different play styles and different things. So abilities: Camo Hunter, Crystal Weapon, Rally, D-Swing, Execute, Dawnbreaker. Back bar is Temporal Guard, which is also a flex spot. You could just put Werewolf on the back bar for a little bit more stam sustain, but it's up to you. Ransack, which you need it for the Master Sword and Board. Dark Deal for Sustain, Hurricane. Ball Lightning, which could be swapped out for really anything. You could even put a Lewd right there. You could put Channel Acceleration, doesn't matter. And then Vigor. As for CP, you can pause the video when you want to. But mind you, my red tree is based off of what my current what's it called? My current gear setup, my traits on my gear. So I was on the blue tree, yeah. So if I had, less impen on, I'd have more into resistant in the red tree. But I have Tactician for the reason that way I can proc Stunes often. If you're not using Stunes, you most likely won't need Tactician. Honestly, I wouldn't put points into it just to get Tactician if you don't have Stunes on. But, I mean, again, it's a preference thing. I think if you're running Stunes, probably get Tactician, because if you're on a class that doesn't have something like Topple, it's going to be a little bit more annoying to proc Stunes often. And then here, and this is what I was saying, the resistant right here, because this could change. If you're full impen, I would bring it lower, but I'm not full impen on my thing, so I have 43 into it. But this is gonna help out your heals tremendously. Quick recovery. Same thing with Blessed in the blue tree. I just don't put any points because I have a lot of healing already, and I'd rather have more damage in the blue tree than the whole heal thing. Oh my god. Ooh. Sorry, I thought I had a sneeze. All right. But I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to attempt to get fully buffed up for you guys. Oh, I already messed up. Boom. Boom. 5.6 weapon damage. That's without puncture. Clearly that's without puncture. But my resistances and stuff. But yeah, I it's like really decent damage. You have to realize something, that the damage you're also having is from stuns. So that's like, let me put it this way. So my D swing on tooltip with rally, right, says 12.9 with just rally. So that means if I have stuns on and I have a lot of penetration and I'm fighting someone, the likelihood of me hitting my tooltip D swings is a lot higher, because their resistances, I'm penetrating them that much that well, you guys get it. I don't want to get too much into it. Basically, long story short, oh my god, I'm all over the place. Long story short, the more you penetrate, it's not always the case. It's very possible to over penetrate, but I made it so with this build you're not over penetrating. But in most cases, but say if someone has X amount of resistances and you have X amount of penetration, if you have that much penetration, that means that's how effective your abilities will be on them based on your weapon damage. So if you have really low weapon damage with decent penetration, like 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to hit them as hard as you want to hit them. Like, you could probably hit harder. And the same thing can go vice versa. Like, if you have almost no penetration, you have a lot of weapon damage, I mean, you'll hit, but it's like very rare. It's if their buffs go down, basically. So with this build, I would say it's a sweet spot in that sense. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry for rambling on a little bit, being a little lost here and there. I'm gonna come out with another build video, I'd say Thursday, MagDK. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Yes, sir.